Hi everyone, Teresa Aker here from Life After 50 with Teresa Aker. I am pleased to bring you Michael Gauthier. How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy that you're here today. So, what I wanted to talk to you about today, because you're a doctor of chiropractic and you're just outside of Toronto in Ajax, so we know where your business is. I wanted to bring to my audience that's over 50, but they can be under 52, just information and benefits to chiropractic, a doctor, and what benefits it offers our people. So, can we start there?
Sure, that's a big topic.
Yeah, it's wide range.
It's a wide range. So for me, when we start talking about benefits, the first thing I like to do is take it back to what I see, the true identity of chiropractic, what it is that we do. And to do that, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
What is it that controls everything in your body?
Our brain, I'm
Our
sorry.
brain. Yeah, our
Yeah,
brain,
I'm thinking.
our brain and our nerves. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. Our
No, but I
brain and
wasn't sure if
nerve
you're going
system.
nervous, brain,
Yeah, yeah.
body, what is it? Okay.
Your brain and nerve system control everything in your body.
Yes.
And because our brain is delicate, it's protected by our skull. And then our brain sends messages down our spinal cord to the rest of our body. And that spinal cord is also delicate and it's protected by our spine. Okay, so first of all, we need to make sure that our nervous system is functioning as best as possible so that wherever those nerves go, our organs, our tissues, our muscles are also functioning at 100%. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, chiropractic looks at the spine because of the influence on the nerve system. And then once we get the nerves working properly, then you're going to see the benefits. And whether if that's better mobility, better function, sleeping better, less headaches, less pain, more energy. The list goes on because we started with the foundation of the spine and nerve system.
Oh, okay. Michael, I've been to chiropractors, and so
Yes.
now so they did things like snapping my neck like this. Okay.
Okay.
No, they did. And it makes
Yeah.
it sounds way worse than it is. So it didn't hurt or anything, but you do hear it. And you do align the back and the everything, as you said, to line up with the nerves. So let's talk about when people are having issues with their back, with headaches, things like that. Is if they had started doing chiropractic long before, would that have prevented it? Is there a preventative idea here? Or is it something that you would go to once the symptoms occur, if you will?
Yeah. And really, that comes down to what is your belief about health? If your belief about health is maintenance and prevention, the earlier you start it, the better.
Okay.
Just like we've learned because the dentists were excellent, brush your teeth, go to the dentist for checkups. Every time you go to the dentist, they don't start drilling your teeth, right? They do checkups. And if you have a cavity, then they start to do their thing. Same thing with chiropractic. In my office, we check babies right from birth, not because they're complaining of back problems, but we're checking to make sure their spine is in alignment. The birth process is very traumatic. So if we can keep the spine in alignment from the beginning, now I know you're over 50 show here, but for babies,
Yeah.
often what? They don't latch to a breast, they don't feed properly, they have
Yeah.
colic. And if we can remove pressure off the nerve system and then those things start to work better, all of a sudden baby's filling a diaper and sleeping through the night and the mother is thrilled. This is awesome. So yes, I believe in maintaining a healthy spine from the beginning, not waiting until we're over 50 and broken and put me back together again. It's much harder to do later in life had we just maintain a healthy spine. And chiropractic is just part of that. Exercise, nutrition, a healthy mindset all come into overall health.
Michael, I want to tell you, my firstborn had colic so bad, it was crazy. And I did not know what to do. And I'm getting my back done. And the doctor said, bring her in. We're going to take care of her. And honestly, that is true. I can honestly say they fixed my baby's colic. So you are absolutely right. And from there, it is healthy in your back to make sure you're in alignment and take care of your body. And I'm with you on that. I like to eat right, exercise, and all of that. But we have to get checkups for the dental. We have to get checkups for things. Chiropractic is another thing that to do for yourself, for your body.
That's
Now,
right.
so if I might, let's jump to over 50 because that's what the where the show is. So first, absolutely, if you have little ones, maybe your grandparent and you have a young grandbaby, it may be something to offer your family in information as the good doctor has let us know. From there, as children are growing, they are expanding, their bodies are changing, everything. Does that help their growth as well? Or and if it does, tell us how it helps them.
Let me understand when a child is growing.
Yeah, so when they go
Yeah,
through their changes and children, they
yeah,
sprout out quickly or they're slower to grow, but their backs and their alignment is important in their brains. So, what do you
yes.
suggest for that age group?
Yeah, and I started going to a chiropractor when I was 15. Now, my story is different. I had migraine headaches. My parents took me to every doctor you can think of. And for me, how it played out, my headaches were so bad, I missed a lot of school. I'd have to go home, turn out all the lights and noise, and try to sleep it off. But worse was I love playing hockey. And I thought I was going to be in the NHL. I was going to be a great hockey player, but I have to leave hockey games in tears because my head hurt so much. And then after going to a whole bunch of doctors from 7 years old to 15 with nothing other than here, take this pill, my parents took me to a chiropractor, not knowing what chiropractors did. And you know what? It, I believe, cured my migraines. And from that moment on, I knew, hey, I'm going to be a chiropractor. So if we go to that age group, think about it. They're very active. They're very resilient. They heal faster than when we're over 50. So they don't complain as much of necessarily migraines like I did, but they're involved in sports. They're getting banged around. They get up, dust themselves off much easier than we do now.
Yeah.
But as they're growing, their bones can be affected, their joints can be affected if they're not kept in the right alignment. And like I said earlier, the nerve system controls everything. So in that age group, if let's say they're playing sports and they get a concussion, those nerves also affect the connection with the brain. So maybe they are having neck pain and headaches. Maybe they're not focusing, ADHD, stuff like that. They're not concentrating as well. So if by adjusting the spine and nerve system, they may start to concentrate better. And there's lots of science coming out about brain health and chiropractic. So keeping them active. The other thing that you touched on there was the rapid growth in
Mm.
spines. And the rapid growth has been shown to be one of the possible causes of scoliosis. You've heard of scoliosis, the
Yes,
big
of
S
course.
shape in the curve
Of
in the
course.
spine. And there's cases where chiropractors can help correct that, but if anything, eliminate the progression, slow down the progression, maybe eliminate the need for bracing or surgery on these young people. But part of it is the rapid growth that they go through, and the spine is not able to keep up with it. And then we have these terrible curves. So, yeah, that age group I think is very critical as well to set them off as they move into adulthood.
And that's why I wanted to bring that up before we, and I know we said we're going to go to 50, but I wanted them, we all have families and they may have younger people that are suffering, maybe from migraines, things like that. So I wanted to bring that to their attention too, because your information is valuable. So let's go to the adult at 50. So we could say adults, young adults, I guess, over 30 going into that phase. I want to get to the 50-year-olds, but this is such an important medical prevention and things, but perhaps there's issues now occurring as a young adult going into their senior years. So in that age group, how can you help them?
Okay,
Between,
so
let's
when
say,
we
25 to 50, let's say there.
Okay, yeah. As we age, we lose our flexibility, our elasticity in our muscles, our joints, our ligaments. And one of the things that we see a lot as chiropractors is degenerative joint disease or
Oh,
osteoarthritis,
okay.
disc problems, herniated disc, bulging disc, the disc wear and tear, right? So then how do we deal with these problems? Because once we have these problems, let's say it's back pain has been shown to be one of the causes of disability in the future. So you hit 50 and maybe you're okay, but what is your long-term approach? Are you looking to live 100 years of age? Or are you looking to say, I'm going to be retired and I'll just sit on the couch and do nothing? That's not my idea of health. We want to be active. One of the phrases that I use with my patients is motion is lotion.
Oh,
You want to keep the joints moving. And what better, not, other than exercise, than adjusting a spine to keep it moving, to keep it flexible. So, as we lose our flexibility, as we have these joint issues and degeneration and disc problems, chiropractic is there to keep the mobility. And when we have our mobility, then we have our ability to function. You mentioned earlier about having grandkids. You want to be active with your grandkids, but you can't bend over to pick them up because your back hurts. You
yeah.
can't go to the playground because something hurts or you can't move as well. That's why I say start early in life.
Mhm.
Don't wait, but let's say you're at that stage. Let's keep the joints moving. Let's keep the nerves flowing. So again, if those nerves, one of the nerves, a bunch of nerves go to our heart, and that's connected back in the spine. So if there's pressure on those nerves and now the heart's not getting all the information that it needs, how well do you think the heart's functioning?
That's very interesting.
So if we can help the nerves to the heart, the lungs, the stomach, you name the body part, then overall you're going to be healthy. But as we get older, we what do we like to do? We're getting into retirement age. We might like to golf, play tennis, pickleball is a thing. You can't just get off the couch and do those things. And if you look at professional athletes, they all have a team of healthcare professionals. One of them is chiropractors, massage, physio. They have this team trainers to help them stay there. Well, as adults, and we're losing that flexibility, why not have a team of professionals around you, including chiropractors, to keep you on the right path for as long as you want to be healthy?
I'm thinking, Michael, along with that, of course, we all want, so eating, exercise, you mentioned the exercise, you want to be able to do things with your family. Let's talk about people who now are perhaps having issues where they're having joint problems, neck problems, things like that, because they didn't get to that. So now they're saying, okay, doctor, now I didn't do what I was supposed to do. How can they get started now? What can they do to start building up their muscles again or their spinal back, get their neck proper again? What can they do?
I would say to someone like that, start where they're at and set goals, figure out where you want to go. And once you have a goal, then you can then set the steps to attain those goals. One, it might be starting, let's say, with a chiropractor, have an assessment, have your spine nerve system assessed to see where you're at. And then the chiropractor can work with you to say, let's help you to reach those health goals that you've set. One, it could be a simple get up and start walking, right? It's very easy to become sedentary, especially after retirement. And I know a lot of retirees are busier than they ever were, but they also forget about their own personal health because they're dealing with their kids, their grandkids, volunteer, whatever they may do. They neglect themselves. So, yeah, to that person, I would say start with something that you can do, baby steps. If it's walking, if it's eliminating something from your diet that you should be eliminating, adding something that you know you should be adding, like drinking more water, for example. And from my perspective, see a chiropractor and get your spine assessed.
Awesome. Now, I know people have a lot of questions, so now they can go to an assessment with you at your business. Where can you tell us the name of your practice?
Ajax Family Chiropractic.
Thank you. And what is the best place to reach you? On a website or email? What's the best place?
That's a good question. They can call the office
Okay.
905 426 4116. They can email the office, which is Ajax Family Chiropractic at bellnet.ca. We do have a website, ajaxfamilychiro.com, or find me on Facebook, Dr. Michael Gauthier or Michael Gauthier. You can find me there. And I'm happy to answer questions for anybody. I know this has been a short time. We've only touched the surface, but if someone were to come in to see me, I would certainly do a full history consultation exam, find out what's needed. And you know what? And my mission is bigger than my office. So if there's people in other areas around your reach, or around the country or internationally, I have a network of chiropractors that I'm connected with and say, oh, hey, I'm in Calgary. do you know a chiropractor in Calgary or Vancouver or Edmonton or Florida? Let me know. And I can find someone who I think would be a good fit and connect them to have that assessment done in their office.
That's fantastic. I had no idea you had that kind of a network, so that's perfect. So it doesn't
Yeah,
matter where our viewers are. If you want to get a hold of the good doctor and wherever you are, let's find out if we can find someone for you. That's wonderful. Thank you so
yeah,
much for that. That's important because people are looking all the time for doctors and for some health care. It's good to know you have a network of people like that. Thank you so much.
yeah. And when I refer people, I like to say, where would I refer my mother?
Oh,
Who would I
nice.
trust with my mother's care? It's like, okay, I know this person is a good person to see. So
Nice.
I'll
Thank you.
find the right connection.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. So yes, we only scratched the surface. So I'm going to ask you another question.
Okay,
Would you come back and do another episode for us? And
of course.
I'd like to ask my audience what questions they have, because this was quite general, and we can't very get too specific on one person, because of course they have to have a consultation with you, and that's the right thing to do. But if they have other questions that we could ask you, I would really like it if you could come back and answer those for us. Would that
Oh,
be
I'd be happy to. Yeah, if your viewers have questions, yeah, get in contact with you and let's put it together and answer those.
perfect? That's terrific. And maybe we could do the next one live, which they could actually join us.
Sure.
Would that be
That
all
would be
right?
cool. Yeah.
Thank you. So to everyone, do talk to our good doctor, Michael Gauthier. That's so wonderful that you're on today. I will make sure all his information is on our show notes so that you can get a hold of him directly. But if you, for any reason, cannot, I am happy to get your information over to him. A nice consultation on your health. What the heck, at least you can find out and learn all about chiropractic doctoring. So thank you again, Michael. I really appreciate you today.
And Teresa,
Yeah.
for your viewers that are watching this, my initial consultation, I charge $95.
Okay.
But if they say they were on your show, I'll do it for no charge, but just for your viewers, okay?
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. So again, viewers, that's wonderful. We have a wonderful special from the good doctor. Thank you so much. And everyone definitely reach out and wow, thank you so much for doing our show today. And thank you for the nice special for all of our viewers. So to everyone, this is Teresa Aker from Success Diaries with Teresa Aker on our new show called, attached to that, Life After 50 with Teresa Aker. I am so thrilled you're with us today, Michael. Do go over and make sure you get a hold of the good doctor. I'm going to have all his information right here in the show notes. You all have a great day, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.